Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about the new trailer that came out for Black Widow. I think some places are labeling this as the final trailer, which makes sense. I don't know whether this is just going to be a trailer discussion or whether this is going to be a thoughts and theories. We'll see how the video plays out. But I just, kind of want to share my thoughts about everything. Obviously, I thought it was really interesting how the trailer opens, obviously showing Natasha's story from what we've kind of known so far in the MCU, with her from the Avengers to her in Civil War to her in Endgame. And I like the whole message of just, before this family she found, before she became what people kind of know her as now. Like, obviously she led many lives before. She had, a lot of a past that's still kind of enshrouded in shadow for both a lot of people as well as the audience. And I liked it, the whole thing of being what the world thinks you are versus who you are. And I think and I've talked about this before in the previous trailer. I think it's so interesting because obviously this is a point in time where she's lost her new family. Like, Civil War happened, the Avengers kind of broke up, so they're at odds with each other. A lot of people are on the run, including Cap and Sam, for example, and she herself is on the run as well. So I think it's an interesting situation where it's like, like I said, I think I talked about this before, where it's like, just that, like, as her new family's falling apart, she goes back and kind of finds her old family. So and I think it's such an interesting thing, because I think for some people, and just because some people are like, because the movie's gotten delayed so much, they're thinking like, oh, what would this movie have that, it's already a prequel to begin with, but so much time has already passed. Like, the phase 4 has already kind of been going along, obviously with WandaVision, with now Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But I think this is still going to be an important step, because I do believe there's going to be stuff in this movie. I think it's important overall. It's not just like, oh, what this means for the MCU going forward. There's going to be things that carry over from this movie, whether it's Taskmasters, whether there's other elements to it. But I think it's more so than anything, much like Steve's legacy is being continued into Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think this is going to be the bridge point for Natasha's legacy, because I think this movie is going to be kind of almost like added context for Infinity War and Endgame, because a lot of stuff that goes on in this is going to influence her decision making and add kind of why she is made the choice she made in Endgame. I think we might even get some moments, and maybe in that 5-year time skip, maybe we get some moments like that in Black Widow. I don't know. We probably won't get a lot, but we could potentially get some, and just kind of deep dive into, like, what was going through her mind, everything that happened, who she is, no longer, because she lived so many lives, as she says, and now it's like, this is the moment she gets to decide who she is, no longer being made into what people need her to be or who people want her to be. She made a decision for herself, and she made sure to sacrifice for the people she cared about, to be the hero, that she was. And I think that's kind of a beautiful theme. I think we'll see definitely resonate throughout this movie, because I think whatever goes down with her old family in this is going to influence so much of what happened in Infinity War. As it might have actually inspired her to get back into the fight. Confronting her past probably gave her some peace of mind. However this concludes, it gave her some peace of mind, and it reconfirmed her, willingness to fight. And I think that's going to lead to Infinity War, then it's going to lead to Endgame. So that's where I am with this, because I think there's actually this interesting thing where we see, like, I guess it's like Rachel Weisz's character was kind of, obviously it's like she had this family, but I guess it's like this is before she was part of the Black Widow program, and it's like, oh, like, we had this life and everything, but find out it was all a lie. But obviously I think it's either Florence Pugh's character or Rachel Weisz's character, I can't remember, that was saying, like, it wasn't a lie to me, because I guess it was kind of like they were made into like a pseudo family, and Rachel Weisz's character was saying, like, it's because it was our job. We were kind of ordered to do that. So they were like, either like them being separated and stuff like that. That was either a facade trying to create this situation, or maybe just their family dynamic was just, this family she knew ended up being fake. So it is interesting that this fake family she kind of ended up leaving behind and ended up finding a family of her own, but now coming back to this fake. I think that's such an interesting element to it, because I'm sure that, that was the foundation of who she was. Like, that played a key role, because like I said, probably after everything went down with her family, that's what led to her being part of, like, the Black Widow program. And it seems like who's ever in charge of that, maybe, I guess he's still alive after all this time, he's the one that's sending Taskmaster out after her, saying bring her home. So kind of making it seem like maybe Taskmaster is also a fellow Black Widow. I know beforehand some of the theories were that maybe it's Rachel Weisz's character, but it might be someone else from the Black Widow program that Natasha knew. So maybe at a point in time where it's like she was kind of alone, maybe she had a friend that was a part of the program, but that friend up and disappeared and probably went through something else. You'd assume just because they're going out of their way to hide Taskmaster's identity that it seems like that might be someone that holds significance, and I think that'd be an important story for it to be someone that Natasha knows. Once again, it is that thing for a lot of people, we already know Natasha's story where it ends, so for a lot of people they think, oh, this kind of takes away from that death a little bit. I don't think so. I think once again, like I said, it adds context, kind of like how WandaVision, without spoiling it, adds kind of context. Some people say retcon, but I like to say it kind of added more context to Age of Ultron. And I think this will do that too. It will add layers to this character, add even more layers, you know, to this already layered character, and give even more depth and understanding a little bit more into her insight, a little bit more into who she is, because there's a lot about her past we don't know. And I think this is a great opportunity to not only, you know, certify like that past, but also certify understanding who she is, what events led her to be like fully embracing who she is now. Once again, no longer being what other people want her to be, who they need her to be this spy that, you know, probably no longer being Black Widow, not being a Black Widow, but just being Natasha, finally solidifying her own identity and being the person she wants to be, to do what she wants to do, to protect the people that are important to her. Once again, leading to her sacrifice in Endgame. Because once again, this isn't just about her story. It's, as I said, it's like, you know, her secrets, her past, her legacy. Once again, much like Steve, I think she's paving the way for her own legacy. Because that also begs the question, like, depending on how this movie gets resolved, there's still going to be the big question of like, okay, so say for example, her, like, because a running theory for a lot of people was that this is important too because it's setting up her sister, who's going to go forward as the new Black Widow in this continuity in the MCU. That begs the question, like, you also have to think about, like, yeah, everything went down in Infinity War, but after the 5-year time skip, like, how much of her family might have still been around? Like, she was probably, like any family that survived, you know, maybe Florence Pugh's character, for example, maybe she survives Black Widow but got snapped, and now when she comes back, it's like, wait, my sister's dead, like, you know, wait, what happened? We were just together and now she's gone. Like, they had a final moment together. Maybe they repaired the relationship, and now to come back 5 years later and find out, wait, my sister died to make this all happen, so I'm going to continue my sister's legacy. Or maybe their family as a whole decides to continue Natasha's legacy. Like, I think that could be, you know, once again, a direction things could go. Once again, these are just some of my thoughts going through my head. I'd love to get to know yours in the comments down below. Like I said, I know some people are just kind of like, they were hyped about it last year, but now the movie kept getting pushed and pushed. But now that it has a solidified date, are you someone that is a little like, I'm not as excited? Or are you still excited? You know, what are any of the things I brought up, do you agree with? Do you disagree with? What are your thoughts in general about what we can see in Black Widow? What do you expect to see? What you hope to see? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. But really, that's all I want to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.